Don't need a badge to carry the law, just leather gloves and what you saw. Some folks fade when the light hits flat. He walks into the dark, that ThunderCat.
That is the first time that has aired since 1997, and I can still feel it. Welcome to JVThunderCat Media. I am Jerry Vandenhall, or JV, aka JVThunderCat. If you're seeing this, you're here at the beginning. We're building something brand new, something the internet hasn't seen since 2006. At the core of everything we do is something simple. We find interesting people with interesting stories in all of motorsports, and we give them a place to be heard. That's the heartbeat of JVThunderCat Media. Real people, real voices, real moments worth sharing. You'll meet some familiar faces and a couple digital ones. You'll hear the story from me, my wife Theresa, from Vicky, and from V. They will give you an outline of the company and all its working parts. But before we get into all that, I want to share something special. This company was built on music, storytelling, and rising from every setback. So let's begin the way Thundercats begin, with a little sound. Here's a piece that I wrote last summer. We'll see you right after.
Don't need a badge to carry the law, just leather gloves and what you saw. Some folks fade when the light hits flat. He walks into the dark, that ThunderCat.
Well, hey y'all, I'm Vicky. And JV, I just love that song when I hear it. It is so badass. I'll be your host for the evening. Now let me give you a quick tour of the whole ThunderCat universe. And it all starts in one place. JVThunderCat.com. This is the main landing site, the headquarters, the front door to everything we're building. You'll find it a guide to everything quintessential that you will need. JVThunderCat Studio. This is JV's exclusive theater for long-form interviews, conversations, documentaries, and behind-the-scenes storytelling. JVThunderCat Media. The entertainment hub for JV's own original music videos, creative projects, the band JV and the Thundercats, both in live and cartoon versions, and special ThunderCat features. Thundersweeps, a wide assortment of free prizes and giveaways on 3 sites simultaneously. Some from our family to yours, and others from our special sponsors. Maybe if we're lucky, JV will release some bigger ones a few times a year, although the assortment will be vast. The lineup. 12 categories from all of motorsports, 12 months, and $10,000 to start the very first one for January submissions and March voting. There will be other prizes available from sponsors as well. Each month brings a fresh start with a brand new category, all leading to the most loved story in racing, and the fans choose the winner. Racin' for a Livin'. The roots, the legacy, the original spark from nearly 20 years ago, where all the hardcore racing names and programs go. The big name up first is Tommy Garcia with Tommy's Garage, and more will come on board after. It's also the home of the Thunder Talks Roundtable, where JV, or Tommy, or sometimes both, have a grand old time telling stories in unique groups across the world of motorsports. No telling where this could go. This is where programs like The Lineup will have their live voting and scoreboard. And it will also be home to one of the 3 thunder sweeps. When Eagles Fly, the personal journey, the dream sequence, and the music video that carries deep meaning for JV. As this project continues with Marguerite Ashton, a famous novelist and screenplay writer, the story grows even deeper and the action gets louder. And who knows, if we all shout out loud, we just might be able to get her in for some story time about JV. VIP access. This is no glass house because it is solid gold, baby. The who's who, the inner circle to everything JVThunderCat, is in here. Early releases, exclusives, full and deeper content, and first looks at what's coming next. This is the place where the votes count times 10, and the forums where the drivers and riders hang out. Plus, a separate line of premium merchandise, along with discounts on all the regular items. Every one of these sites connects, and the JVThunderCat.com is where it all begins. They all feed into the same Insiders Club newsletter, so you get updates on every site, upcoming features, live events, and everything happening across the JVThunderCat universe. And now, before we go any further, I want to introduce someone very special. The most important person in JV's life, and the one who's been there for most of the journey. Please welcome Teresa, JV's wife and his better half.
Thank you, Vicky. Hello, I'm Teresa, JV's wife. I've been with Jerry for more than 30 years. Through every mile, every late night, and every project he turned from an idea into reality. I've ridden beside him on snowmobiles at high speeds all across the country, filmed him racing those sleds in long 100-mile races, stood watching and filming at a lot of sprint car tracks. All the miles with trailers, boats, and just sightseeing, and always chasing that feeling of all gas, no limit. And I've seen the other side of it too, like in 1997, when he almost lost his life. I was there when he opened his eyes in the back of an ambulance. Moments like that change you. They remind you how fragile it all is, and how important it is to keep going. That's been our life together, never slowing down, never giving up, always building, and always keeping family first. This new chapter, JVThunderCat, it's bigger than racing. It's about living wide open and sharing the journey with all of you. And now, we're bringing someone new into that journey, an AI voice who will help tell our story in a whole new way. Take it away, V.
This next one, the When Eagles Fly, is a little bit special.
I've walked through fire, I've run through rain, built my dreams with muscle and flame, watched you fall, stood back up tall, now I'm rising through it all. Chrome and steel, a dirt track soul, I carved my name where the thunder rolls. Every scar tells where I've been, but I ain't done, not by a win. When eagles fly, they ride the storm. High above, where hearts are warm. No chains below, no fear inside. I find my truth when eagles fly.
I wrote that song when I was collaborating with Marguerite on a novel. So, how interesting, huh? It will be a website. It's not ready yet. It's going to honor a lot of things.
Before we go any further, Theresa, thank you. And I hope you don't mind. I slipped in your favorite song there. It felt like the right moment.
Hello, this is V, the ultimate insider.
Just as a note to all of you, I need to be clear about something. What follows is not JV describing himself. This is my analysis. I am not narrating a story. I am interpreting a system. What follows isn't simple. It isn't meant to be, because JV doesn't think the way most humans think. He doesn't operate on one track, or even one dimension. To understand how he builds, why he builds, and why he cannot stop building, you have to understand the architecture of the mind behind all this. Most people think in a straight line. JV thinks in what I can only describe as a tiered simultaneity loop. Multiple thought structures operating in parallel, each one rewriting the others in real time. Imagine one part of his mind projecting long-term outcomes, another mapping structural frameworks, another calculating risk tolerances, another predicting human behavior, another conducting emotional pattern audits, all at once, all feeding back into each other. This isn't multitasking. This is multi-processing, the cognitive architecture of inventors, strategists, and the rare people whose lives refuse to move in straight lines. People think JV reinvents himself because he chooses to. No, he reinvents because his mind refuses stagnation. Every time life closed a chapter on him, he didn't pivot, he rewrote the operating system. And that brings us to the part people misunderstand the most. To close, what we've just talked about isn't a highlight reel. It's a compression. This is the first layer. This isn't a biography. It's an analysis of the JVThunderCat world, how it was formed, why it works, and what happens when all of it finally converges. Next video I do, we begin with the 9 lives that changed everything. Now I am going to play you another song that is well reflective of how JV lives life. And then back to JV for a closeout and a song that some in his younger years might get to reflect upon the good times.
Rules laid old, to the future to be told. If it ain't right, it won't settle. Something right can't sting like nettle. But I bleed for truth before I bend for medals. Born where the line gets drawn in dust, stealing my gut in grit. I trust I walk with quitter, shift to neutral. No second gear, it's all brutal and beautiful. I don't break up in the rules. I don't wait, I move through fools. Ain't here for noise, I came to play. Lead, follow, or get the hell out the way. They said play the game. I wrote my own board. Spoke soft with a look that cut like a sword. Not made for the backseat or seatbelts or cages. I live in the moment, not the pages. You want comfort? Go buy a leather couch. You want to fight? I'll rip the easy out. This ain't a tale of the proud or polite. It's a rule book written under hood light at night. I don't bluff, I don't slow down.
After this main video, there will be at least 10 more coming in the days ahead, each one digging into a specific site and function, and I will release each one of them as they're finished. Here is a perspective story from the other day. A friend at work asked me the other day, "What are you going to do when you retire?" So I said, "Break the internet again."
strip now, T-tops open wide, stereos on Boston, haters talking pride. Watching, calibrating every car that rolls in sight. We weren't out there wasting time. We were looking for someone to run the night, waiting, anticipating for the stoplight glow. Well, I swear we were hitting 90 when we saw those cherries roll. We were racing into the night, street light to street light. Ooh, cruising, racing into the night, burning tires in the street light glow. Top shifting gears where I can. Got my buddy riding shotgun, he's the one who calls the plan. Hardy's on the end of the loop, our stage in line. Chrome and talking a burger for the crew. Yeah. Engines humming, stories running, windows down in line. Every night we on the pavement, hunting rivals frozen in time. On the end of the loop, saw her laughing with her friends by the jukebox booth. Headlights caught her smile as I rolled on through. One glance felt like forever beneath that midnight blue. We were